Our other guest is Adam Reynolds. I've called him Ad. As president for the past 20 years and 11 years prior to that in coaching and development, I've had the pleasure to watch Adam grow both as a player and a person. Wayne Bennett in the book labels him as a larrikin, but I think like most of the good halfbacks, they all are larrikins. I can say this, that no one tried or prepared harder than him, and as much fun as he had around the game and the respect he showed everyone else around him, once he crossed that white line, it was game time, and he had his head on every time. We're privileged and honoured, mate, to have you here today at the Juniors, and I'd like to wish you all the best for the remainder of your career and beyond that. He's a favourite son of ours. I've got my book. I hope you've got yours. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much, Keith. Yeah, those lovely, kind words. I feel more important than you at the moment.
Introduction was good.
Thank you. Welcome, mate, and let's. So the plan this afternoon, folks, is Adam and I are going to have a quick chat for 10 or 15 minutes. Then we're going to take some questions from the floor, and then Adam's going to sign some books and happy to jump in a photo with you. And if you've got another item that you want signed, he's happy to do that as well. You're going to give back today, aren't you?
Yes, Stephen.
Yeah. Yes. So, welcome, Adam. Congratulations, a Premiership winning captain a few weeks ago. That must have been a real thrill.
Yeah, it was. I mean, to taste that success early on in South Sydney and to move away from the club and to have another 2 grand finals where we couldn't quite get the job done, to go through the process of trying to get back there, and to finally get back there and get it done and see the teammates celebrate the way they did. Yeah, extremely grateful to be in that position to get that opportunity again.
Yeah. And now, congratulations, you're an author, you're a wordsmith, you're a writer.
Yeah, that's a weird one, but...
Did you ever think you'd write a book?
Maybe a children's book, but not an autobiography. Yeah, I didn't know the process of it. Obviously, got approached and sort of went and ahhing, and at first I wasn't keen, and a few of the arm twisting and whatnot. And actually sitting back and thinking about it, it's pretty cool, you know, to reflect on your life and to you know, share some experiences with people. And I'm glad in the end that we've done it, because it's been a great process. I've met some amazing people along the way, and the journey's been amazing.
So what's the process like writing a book? I know Christian Nicolosi, who's ghosted it for you, is here today. Simon & Schuster publishers are here supporting you today. How does it work? How does it work, the process to write a book?
A lot of conversations with Christian. I don't know where he is, but he's hiding somewhere. He's having a beer at the back. He was the ghostwriter, so I don't know how many phone calls we had. He was giving me the shits at times, ringing me that much, but a few times I let the number go to the keeper and ring him back. But no, it was a lengthy process. I enjoyed it. It was like talking to a best mate about, you know, having those experiences along the way and sharing some stories. And yeah, through that process, he sends me all the words. I've got to proofread it, go over some mistakes, mostly spelling mistakes. Correct a few things, but from there, obviously, tick that off, and then once we get back to the final thing, you know, send it off to the editors, and yeah, they get the approval and proofread it, and it goes through another few people, and yeah, here we are today with it on the table.
And it's come up fantastic, mate. You must be very happy with the finished product.
Yeah, I am. I've been getting compliments on the eyes, actually, so...
Really?
Out of all things, so yeah, shout out to the photographer. I think that's Photoshop.
Because some books, as you know, turn into movies. Is there a chance we're going to see the Adam Reynolds movie? And if so, who would play you in the movie, you reckon?
I'm looking at Shannon back there, but I think I've got him covered for speed. I'm looking at Charlie, he's probably too short. Yeah, I don't know, probably Danny DeVito would be quite good seeing him chase down Chrissy Sandos, so Kevin Hart. He'd probably do a hemi or calf too, so.
So Wayne Bennett would probably feature in the movie. Who do you think would play him?
Clint Eastwood. He'd probably play himself. You wouldn't even know who it was, so.
So Wayne wrote the foreword to the book. He's obviously a very good friend of yours, and he mentions in the foreword that he always thought you'd make a coach one day too. What's your relationship with Wayne like?
Yeah, it's good. As soon as I met him in All Stars in 2013, I think it was, and from that moment pretty much gravitated to Wayne. He just gets people, he cares about the athlete, or the person, before the athlete, and he gets the respect of all the players. He's done tremendous things right across the game. He's got an aura about him, and behind closed doors he's quite a funny fella too, so it's always good to see the big fella smile when you can get one out of him, but yeah, it's very rare for that as well.
So you dedicate a chapter to the 2014 Grand Final win, which everyone here would remember. What a great day of night.
Bloody oath!
And you talk about the Mad Monday celebrations. Take us through what the celebrations were like.
That was probably the hardest chapter to write because I couldn't remember it. Lost a few brain cells through the amount of drinking we did, but no, I think, to come back and see the scenes outside the juniors here was amazing. That was, hell of a scene. I think we'd stayed at the ground till about 2 a.m. and didn't want to rush the ground because all the boys were trying to soak in the memories, but to come back here, see 10, 15,000 out the front, which I'm sure there was plenty of noise complaints, but the coppers sort of ignored it. And then to come up in here, out the back of this, come up onto the stage and then in front of our friends, family and everyone important, it was such a special moment. And then from there, pretty much camped at Sammy Burgess's house while he went and got surgery. So used that as a bit of a halfway house between a couple of different pubs and nightclubs.
And you also mentioned in the book your upbringing, Housing Commission in Redfern, Junior League here in the South Sydney Juniors District. Take us through what it was like growing up and how important junior footy was to you as a youngster.
Yeah, extremely important. I think I grew up, in a tough area, Redfern. I think the first line in the book is, about someone getting murdered. Dad witnessed the murder from a very young age, so that paints the start of the book and what it's like living in Redfern in the early 90s, and then from there, I think footy was an outlet for us as a family, and I had an older brother, Wayne, who was 2 years older, so pretty much just tried to replicate or follow him around and annoy him at all times. But South Juniors were fantastic. I mean, I played for St Peters early on, moved across to the Balmain for a couple of years and then came back with La Perouse. Played for probably every South Junior team there was out there, but loved all of it. I mean, the juniors have been fantastic, not only through junior development, but into the early programs, the junior bunnies, 13s, 14s, 15s. The triple A's were some of the best times I've ever had and my most enjoyable memories. And then, to play in SG ball, Harold Nats all the way through the 20s and then into the top squad. They're memories that obviously last a lifetime and some of the best things I look back on.
A chapter in the book which has caught a lot of the media's attention is the chapter about your wife Talara, who was struggling with addiction several years ago, and you've spoken openly about that. Why did you want to share that with everyone by writing the book?
I think it's important to show vulnerability and show everyone that you can be honest, and there are people out there that want to help you and guide you through those tough times. So anyone who's going through a tough time, it's an outlet to look for help. We don't want anyone going on alone and fighting the battles alone. I think there's too many players or people in the world these days that try and do it on their own and don't seek help, and that leads to something worse. So a bit of short-term pain for us as a family through our experiences can hopefully help people who may be going through the same struggles, or people who have got or know someone who may be going through that. So a few hard truths there and reflections can obviously lead to us helping prevent that down the track.
And as a family, you're absolutely flying now. What's the feedback been like from the general public that you've heard?
90% of it's been good. It's been amazing. We all know there's going to be some knockers out there and whatnot, but they're not the important ones. I think, you know,
They're the perfect ones, mate. I've never had a problem with
Yeah,
them.
that's true.
Yeah.
They've always got fake names. No, it's been quite overwhelming to be quite honest. I think we've had a lot of support online and through social media. People have reached out already and said thank you for being honest and open and being brave. And we've had people who are currently going through that situation who have reached out and said thank you because it's kickstarted their journey. And the book's done a fantastic job in representing that. So I think Christian captured it nicely and done a fantastic job.
What's it like being a Queenslander? And you got any plans to come back when you're finished at the Broncos?
At the moment, no, but you never know. I think rugby league's a wonderful sport that presents a lot of opportunities. I mean, I never thought I'd be, heading up to Brisbane a couple of years ago, let alone being coached by Michael Maguire again. So rugby league takes you on a funny old journey. You never know where you're quite going to end up, but we'd never close the door on a return to South.
Is coaching NRL an ambition?
Yeah, I think it's the joys of teaching young men and giving them experiences that they necessarily wouldn't have. And I see through my older years now at the Brisbane Broncos, the younger fellas coming through, I think you naturally gravitate to helping those blokes and trying to set them on a path in the right way and get them up to speed. The blokes like Ezra Mann, Reece Walsh, when you see them excel and do well, I get a bit of joy out of that. I get more joy out of that than doing it myself. So I think the older I get, I think I'm getting a bit softer, but I'm enjoying, the father figure sort of mentor role within the club.
When you won the Premiership, just before you lifted the trophy, you called Billy Walters up to the stage to celebrate. Was that pre-planned, or did you see him just stand there and say, "Get up here"?
Well, I only had one calf, so I needed someone who else was No, I sort of pre-planned it. I didn't tell anyone, just in case we didn't get the job done, but I knew if we got the job done, I'd tell him to just stand there. And I remember him on the sideline, he was holding onto his little fella, Hugo, and I said, mate, just pass him off to the side for a little bit there. And he wasn't quite sure why, and I called his partner Rachel to take over, and I explained to her what I was going to do, and she sort of teared up. So, I mean, Billy's such a big part of the team. He's done extremely well. He's come under all sorts of adversity. His father got sacked a couple of months prior, and he could have kicked up a storm and who knows what. But he's he played an integral part of our season. He carried part of the load while I wasn't there, so to see him go down injured in that Canberra game was heartbreaking, and I knew if we ever got the chance to lift the trophy, there was one bloke I wanted to help me with it, so I called him up.
So we're going to take a few questions in a second. So if you've got a question you'd like to raise your hand, we've got someone with a microphone who's going to come around and join with me. Oh, we're at the back. Can we start down here with this little young man here, future NRL superstar? Look at him. Here we go.
Can you say 6'7"?
Like that?
Next generation's going to be
We've got one over here, just over the other side, sorry. Now, you've been in New Guinea last weekend.
Yeah, Papua New Guinea was fantastic. Such a loyal bunch of supporters over there in Papua New Guinea. Didn't think I was going to get out at one stage there. We sort of got mobbed. There was people slapping the bus, trying to shake the bus and steal the trophy off me. We took the men's and the women's trophy across. So but it's a great experience. I think rugby league and PNG is going to excel. I think when they get a pathways and a junior development, it's going to be a handful. So the Chiefs are going to be tough.
You any chance of playing for them?
I'll be 47 by the time I come.
Yes, sir.
Anyway, congratulations once again.
Thank you.
Lifetime Brisbane Broncos fan. Take us back to that penultimate final against the Panthers when you didn't celebrate the try. You decided not to go in there and you had to go back. What was going through your head at the time of taking that kick?
Firstly, Walshy shanked it, so I knew it was my opportunity. I was kicking in the warm-up and hitting them nicely, but sort of tweaked the calf. Wasn't feeling too good, the groin wasn't feeling too good, and hammy was still a little bit tight, so hence the reason why I handed the goal kicking over to Walshy. But throughout the game I felt okay getting through general kicking and obviously running. But yeah, once we scored that try, I remember probably celebrating a bit too hard a few years earlier when I was at South. Obviously same stadium, opposite side of the field for that kick, and you learn a lot through your experiences in rugby league. I think you've got to separate the emotions from what's actually happened when you're in those moments. And as a goal kicker, you want to get your heart rate down as much as possible. So the initial celebration, I enjoyed that. The crowd was probably the best I've ever heard it. It was extremely loud, the atmosphere was amazing, but I knew there was sort of a bigger task ahead. So to separate that moment, go back through my process, go through my routine. I had to sort of block everything out and just focus on the moment so I could hopefully try and deliver. And I was glad to see it go through the post, although similar to this there was a light like that, so I couldn't actually see the ball go through the post, hence the crap celebration.
Can you hear the heckling when people are yelling? Specifically here?
Yeah, you can. Lucky there were all Broncos supporters behind me, because I've copped it a fair few times. Probably the most memorable one of late was down in Sydney against South, actually. I was kicking from the sideline and I had Sutto behind me about 2 metres screaming at me, so it was good fun. I kicked it, turned around and said, "You still suck." So.
And there was one where Adam Dewey was right in front of you screaming at you. What was he saying?
Yeah, are you clutch? Are you clutch? So, shanked that one.
Yeah. Got a question down here, and a couple down there. Yeah, we'll try and get to as many as we can.
Good to see you back, Reno. Back in 2021 season, there was 3 teams trying to sign you. There was Brisbane Broncos, Cronulla Sharks, and maybe Cowboys. I'm not sure. When they tried to sign you, what made you sign a 3-year deal with the Brisbane Broncos, and why did you reject the deal with the Sharks and Cowboys?
Had the Bunny Rams, mascot Jets, Alex Rams. It's not your joke. I was really close to going to the Sharks. I'd done medicals, I'd met with Fitzy, I'd met their board. I really liked the vision that they explained. It probably wasn't until Brisbane actually came to the table and showed interest and seen how keen they were. I had Dave Donaghy, the CEO, and Kevy Walters fly down to actually see me. And they brought a number 7 jersey, a Broncos jersey, and just left it at home and said, "Think about it." And sort of went upstairs and threw it in the drawer and said, "I'm not going to try that on until I make a decision or whatnot." And I just like the vision that Kevy had. I think, Kevy's a coach where he likes the enjoyment side of things, and I think through first grade as professionals we can, sometimes not like our job because it's so professional and we're expected to do this and do that and perform at a high level, but Kevy strips back the layers and just gets you to enjoy, why do you play football? And it's, as a little kid you play it because you're with your mates, you're having fun and you want to compete, and that resonated with me. So decision was made pretty much there, but the wife was a big influence over that. Wayne Bennett was a big influence over that. They had very good things to say about the club, Wayne did. He left on sort of bad terms with the club, but still had a lot of great things to say and said I was a perfect fit for up there. And the wife was pretty keen to get up and chase some sun, so sick of the rain in Sydney, so that made the decision a bit easier.
Yep, down here. We'll get over here in a minute. Yeah.
Sometimes it's hard for me to get motivation to read. So, were you a reader when you were at school?
Good question, that one, Adam.
No, I wasn't. There are audio books, so that makes it easier. You've got to be a good listener though. It's probably the first book I've ever read, to be honest, from start to finish. I get 2 or 3 chapters in and I get a bit bored, but the older I get, the more I know how important it is to read. I've got kids of my own and I encourage them to read as much as possible. I think knowledge is power, and when you've got power, you put yourself and surround yourself with good people, it leads to good things. So for all the kids out there and adults, I highly suggest reading books and just always trying to better yourself and make yourself smarter, because it's only going to make you better in the long run.
Good answer too, Adam.
Thank you.
Another one here, sorry.
Okay, mate.
Wow.
My question is not difficult, but the difficult part is whether you can understand my Chinglish.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Just.
I noticed you have your own brand clothes. Oh, my question nothing related to footy. But are you thinking to open a physical shop in Sydney?
I'd love to. The clothing brand's called AR, for anyone interested. That's what you're talking about, the brand, yep. It drops on Sunday, the 2nd of November, so I'm actually heading across to China to meet the manufacturers on the 1st. I might need a translator. I'm leaving the wife behind to pack all the orders, so if anyone wants to have a bit of fun, send the orders in and she'll be busy up all night packing orders. But yes, hopefully one day I can open a physical store. It's online for now, so I've got a team that's working on that, trying to get that all up in the works before Sunday. But would love to expand that. I'm a big fan of fashion. I love creating clothes. It's just men's streetwear at the moment. Don't have any kid sizes, sorry Charlie. But yes, I'd love to expand that business to one day where I can make that my full-time job.
Congratulations, mate.
Thank you.
Just while we're on this side, a couple down the back there, then we'll come over the other side of the room and do a couple more.
Who's the best golfer you played with? Be honest.
Is that a kid back there or is that a bloke? It's little Harry. He used to own the cafe at Redfern. That's why the boys were all sick of Redfern, because the coffee was crap. Certainly not you, H, but I love you, mate. I think H actually, he introduced me to golf, so I've got to thank him. He was my learner for about 3 holes, and then I was better than him, so thanks for teaching me, mate.
Is there another one down there, or? Okay, we'll start to come back this way.
Tracy, just over here.
Oh, thank you.
As a lifelong South fan, it was tough seeing you leave. How hard was that moment for you after spending your whole career in red and green?
Yeah, it was probably one of the toughest decisions of my life. I still wish I was there. Never really wanted to leave. Phone's off, please, Barney. It's my auntie. Didn't really want to leave. I mean, I think it was upstairs here. It was upstairs. We were sitting in a boardroom or a room upstairs trying to come to an agreement, and we were probably at 2 ends of the table. We couldn't sort of meet in the middle, and it was quite frustrating. There was back and forth conversations trying to make it happen. It wasn't ideal, but to go through those negotiations, they obviously had plans and whatnot. But I'm extremely grateful for the time I spent at South Sydney. I got a lot of amazing friends, a lot of memories. I still love the club, and if I had my chance over again, I'd love to come back. But I know Brisbane's home for us now, and the kids and wife wouldn't move, so I'd be on my own.
We got any more? There's one down here.
Thank you.
And your eyes look good too. Okay, where are we? Yep.
I'm trying to make a development squad, but I keep getting knocked back. Do you have any advice to someone who's losing a bit of motivation?
I think you can use that as motivation. I was told I was too small, not fast enough, not skillful enough, but if anything, it made me train harder, and from there, the hunger pretty much will get you across the line. If you want it bad enough, you'll train hard enough, and you'll develop those skills. Some of the best first graders to play in the NRL, never made development squads, never made rep teams, so never give up on your dream, keep training hard, keep trying, keep loving the game and having fun, because that's ultimately why we play it in the first place. But I see it as a bit of a positive sometimes. It'll make you train harder. It'll give you a fire in the belly that some of those kids who make it easy not have that fire, and ultimately at the end of the day, if you want it bad enough, you'll force your way to the side.
Good luck too. You might play with him in New Guinea in 20 years' time.
If you need a manager,
I'm here for you. I wish I had your hair, it's beautiful. All right, well, here we go.
Adam, since leaving South, I've noticed your game's changed slightly. Is Alfie Langer any part of that?
drinking alcohol or playing football?
Some of his sneaky tricks.
I had this question the other night in Brisbane, actually. I think the more mature you get in rugby league, the more chances you take or risks you take. I think as a young fella coming through South Sydney, I had a lot of senior players and influential players around me, so I knew I just had to do what was best for the team and kick the corners, make my tackles, get some blokes outside me, GI, Sammy Burgess, some early ball. The older you get, you obviously see the game a bit better as well, so opportunities you might not have seen as a young fella are presented a lot more. I just think growing from obviously mistakes and past experiences allow you to, take those opportunities a bit better.
We'll take a couple more and then you've got to start signing, mate. Yeah.
Mate, working professional head on here, what does leadership mean to you?
It means setting a standard. I think anything you're willing to walk past, you're willing to accept. For me, it's about, there's different types of leadership for me. There's ones that go out there and perform and set the standard without being verbal. And then you have your verbal leaders who, talk, motivate, influence off the back of what they say. And then you've got the ultimate, which pretty much do both. So each and every person in this room will lead in some sort of capacity, but it's about finding your strengths and sticking to your strengths and not trying to fabricate or make up trying to be a leader in a different area. So for me, my leadership style is, through my actions, only speak when I need to speak. So when someone listens to me, it's coming from a good place and they know I mean it because I don't always speak up. I think as a leader as well, you need to trust and have, bond with certain people around you to obviously help and guide you as well. And collectively, if you do that, I think you'll be a great leader.
We'll take one more here and then one up the back, little fella up the back. So we'll do two more and then, yep.
Adam, this is a question about Michael Maguire. My son and I have known him when he was at Redfern. He actually interrupted your training session at Erskine Oval one day for about 10 minutes before he started. It was the week that GI ran through 3/4 of Brisbane and scored the try. And since that time, we've always had time for him. Now, he's known as a hard taskmaster. I believe your last 3 wins, the grand final included, are probably because of Madge's ways. He's made a lot of comebacks in those 3 weeks. Is Madge, has he evolved from the times at Redfern? Has he still got that hard approach? I'm a strict believer in the way he comes across, but maybe through players through the years may have not adapted. Has he evolved like coaches would, or has he still got the same attributes as he did back then?
Yeah, through the pre-season, he's still the same. Not getting any younger and they're getting harder. You're exactly right. I think we don't win those finals games if we don't have Madge's work ethic and his confidence that he gives off. I think he has adapted as a head coach as well. He's obviously been away. He's learnt from his time at South Sydney, where he may have pushed us too hard in the past. And, he'll be the first to admit that and tell you that. He's gone away, he's worked at the West Tigers where he's had some tough challenges. So he's learnt again there, and then he's obviously been to New South Wales, New Zealand, had success, spent some time around some of the best in the game, and off the back of that, you learn a hell of a lot about environments, and to come to Brisbane under all sorts of pressure to try and get the team up to the standard at a quick pace. Just speaks volumes of the coaching. He demands respect, he demands perfection, and the results speak for themselves. All the hard work that we do through the pre-season is for those moments in big games, and we probably don't get the job done if he's not there. Obviously, the resilience and the work ethic that he instilled us through the pre-season is what ultimately made us come back in those games.
And one with the little fella down the back. It's our last one.
Which premiership was better?
That's a loaded question, isn't it?
I had this
You
in
know the
Brisbane the other night
answer too. You know the answer.
Yeah, in Brisbane I had a different answer, but now that I'm in Sydney, the Rabbitohs. I love them eagerly. I think anytime you win a comp, it's a special feeling. It takes a lot of hard work, sacrifice, dedication, commitment, all those. A bit of luck along the way as well, and then memories and bonds with your teammates that will stick with you forever. So I can say the Mad Monday at South Sydney was a lot better, but this day and age, the younger generation, they can't keep up with the old fellas.
And lucky last just down the back here, the lady down here.
Sorry, congratulations. I still miss you really badly. This is from my son who's in America. I just messaged him quickly because he loves you as well. I'm really sorry. What is your perception of what JD thought about you as a footballer? And in the context of not wanting to re-sign you for more than a year and saying that Lockie would be the best halfback at South of all time?
Look,
We nearly got through the day without getting drunk.
Is that Pete Bedell up the back? I've got a lot of respect for JD. I admire his work ethic as a coach, and he's a great coach. It just happened to be that I was, trying to sort things out with the club, and we couldn't come to an agreement. I know what he was trying to do about talking about Lockie. He wanted to give the kids some confidence and, give him some belief. I do believe Lockie is a first grader, and maybe just didn't hit his peak at South Sydney, but I truly believe that he's a great halfback, and if given another opportunity again, he might have went past me. The number 7 for South Sydney carries a pretty heavy burden, I suppose, at the moment, but once they get back up on their feet and stay healthy and get a bit of luck, I'm sure, they'll develop another quality number 7.
We've got a couple of thank yous to do. We've got to thank Keith and the team at South Juniors for hosting us here today.
Yes, Keith, up the back there, thanks mate. Nothing but love and support from you guys. Not only from tonight, but since I was knee-high to a grasshopper. Yourself, Kerry, and the rest of the crew, mate, love yous. I know you've always had my back, and likewise I call this home still and always will be. Stevie G, where are you, mate? You're there.
Oh.
Yourself.
I want to thank you too.
Yourself, mate, for guiding me through.
Yeah.
Signing
Are you retiring?
No, not really.
I reckon you've got another 5 years in you, yeah?
Perth Bears.
Yeah.
R360.
What about
No phones, we get sacked.
What about the team at Simon & Schuster?
Yep, Simon & Schuster, thank you for believing in me, allowing me to write a book and hopefully inspire the next generation. From the moment we signed, and the girls down here too as well.
Yeah.
From the moment we signed, it's been a fantastic process. Sorry if I've been a bit lazy with the messaging. Been a bit of a pain in the arse sometimes, but I've thoroughly enjoyed the process. I've enjoyed the last couple of days. Can't wait to finish on a high tomorrow, then obviously back in Brisbane. Christian, thanks mate. He's the ghostwriter. He's the bloke who done all the hard work. listened to a bunch of stories, and yeah, thanks, mate. It's been an honour, and to all the book people down here today, thank you for bringing the books out. They look fantastic. Lastly, to everyone here that turned out tonight, thank you for coming. Hopefully, I've touched you in some sort of way that can inspire you. Not in that way. It's always the ladies. It's always the ladies. Hopefully, you've enjoyed the day, and look forward to meeting you all individually down here, and hopefully signing the book. So, thank you.